I'm Katie, and this is Living in the Now. On my channel, I talk about everyday manifesting, stories and examples to help you to manifest everything you desire. Today's video is about resistance. Haven't you heard tons of law of attraction and manifesting people say, don't have resistance? It didn't happen because of resistance. This sort of started to annoy me because it never made clear sense to me. I wish they would have explained it better. So what is resistance? Resistance is actually just negative thoughts about your desire. That's it. So every time you hear them say resistance, just replace it with bad thoughts about your desire. Like, why did the person text you back? You had resistance. So you'd see then that really means that you just had bad thoughts about your desire for them to text you back. So then you'd become aware of that and change it. You change it by changing your story and make a wanted story of what you want. If resistance is negative thoughts about your desire, then to replace that and have positive thoughts about your desire, you'd make and say a new story of what you want. That would go like, I say what I want and it happens. I always get what I want. I want to say what I want once and for it to happen now. I want person's name to text me back now. I want to see evidence of this now. I want instant results now. I want to see a text from person's name now. So as you do this, you see or feel yourself as having it, meaning by saying your story of what you want, you know it will happen, and so that's the having of it. If I wanted someone to text me, and they didn't, that would make me feel bad, and have bad thoughts about my desire. So instead, I'd observe that, and not react, and then say the story of what I do want. I want person's name to text me, and I'd see or feel by doing so, it would happen. Then I'd feel good and positive, like it will be true, and happen, and then I'd go do other things and leave it left on a good note. This means it is happening and working. The only thing preventing your desires is your bad thoughts about it. So that is the same as resistance. This is also why when manifesting a relationship, they say don't get so attached. Act like you don't care in the 3D reality around you. Or be good with or without the person. Or good or with or without a relationship. Or even unsure about them completely. Like not all in right away and not just a given. But then also in your mind, you are saying what you do want. Like, I want the person to love being my girlfriend or boyfriend. I want person's name to want a commitment with me now. If you say that in your head, that's your wanted desire, your wanted story. So if in person the person told you they don't want a commitment, and you acted all upset and cared if they said that they didn't want a commitment, or if you got all upset and then thought about past relationships, past people, past hurt, like, why can't anyone commit to you? Why can't you have what you want? These are all negative thoughts about your desire. This is introducing and having resistance towards your desire and your desire for a commitment with them. So instead, you'd observe it or not react because you know it can shift and change, and you know that you're a god of your reality, and what you say in your story and thoughts goes. So you not really care what they say. If you don't like it, you just go back to your thoughts and adjust it. I want person's name to want a commitment with me now. Not having negative emotions, not having negative feelings, not having negative thoughts, not reacting and emotionally reacting to things is not having resistance. Sure, you're a human and it may happen that you react or get upset or return to your old programming. But this time you know that you can simply just go back and make a new story of what you do want. However you leave that desire in your thoughts is how it plays out and happens. If you fought it with them in person, like, oh my God, why don't you want a commitment with me? I can't believe you don't. You are fighting the 3D and resisting it and introducing bad thoughts and stories about your desire. Like probably then, oh, they don't want me. What's wrong with me? Do they want others? See how that's all negative thoughts about your desire, which is resistance. Plus now, they probably see you as pushing them, or insecure, or emotionally all over, and that might lead them to not being attracted to you anymore. So don't argue with people. Always go back to your thoughts to change things. It may also help when thinking of your desire or saying a story of what you want to remember a time it did work out for you, and that something did manifest for you. That maybe you manifested money or a relationship in the past. Remembering that makes you feel good, because you know it did happen, and so it can happen again. This generates positive thoughts about your desire now. When I want to manifest a relationship, I say I want my new relationship person to manifest as fast and easy as that past person did, and I'd say their name. Since you already had that, this helps you to feel your new desire and the having of your new desire. If you remember a time something has manifested and picture a person, that part or the person part doesn't matter. It just shows to yourself that it has worked and gives you a little more confidence. So how to be resistance-free is to notice when you have bad thoughts about your desire and change them. You change them by making and saying a new story of what you do in fact want. And as you say it, in those seconds that you say it, then you see or feel yourself as having it, the having of it. If you can do this, it's a pure desire. It's resistance-free. It's a desire with no bad thoughts about your desire. And desires like that can happen fast and easy and effortless, or instantly too even. That's a pure desire. The ability to say a wanted story and desire with confidence, and then by doing so, know that it will happen, then it happens. It manifests. I've done this tons of times and seen it work. I've manifested everything this way. If I can say what I want and know by saying what I want it will happen, then it does happen, and it works for me every time. I've also programmed myself to have the core story that I say what I want and it happens. I always get what I want. So then when I do say what I want, I know for sure it will happen. I know if I can say a desire and say it in a way where I see or feel myself as having it and see a flash of me with it, or knowing it will happen and manifest because I said I wanted it, then it does. Contradictory thoughts about your desire is resistance. So if I decide I want something, say I want it, I want thing I want. It happens for me. I've seen instant manifestation. It happened since I said what I wanted just like that and had no bad thoughts about it. I just said it, and that was it. So it happened. The only thing preventing your desires is your bad thoughts about it. If things are bigger and more significant to you, to replace the bad thoughts about it or resistance, you'd say what you do want and keep saying that wanted story, or saying it once and leaving it on a good, positive note. This is what they mean by mental diet. It's having no bad thoughts about your desire, which is no resistance. No resistance means letting it in and letting it happen. Replace bad thoughts and resistance with a story of what you do want. That goes like, I say what I want and it happens. I always get what I want. I want a new relationship now. I want them to be in my arms now. I want them to be perfect for me now. I want to see evidence of them now. See, as you do that, saying a wanted story makes you feel better. It makes you feel better than before, when you had resistance and bad thoughts about it. Thinking of what you want and what could be or will be is better. For example, you saw that happy couple walking down the street holding hands, and you deeply desire a loving, equal relationship. Resistance is like, why do they have that? I don't see why I can't find that. I'm always left single. Why does everyone suck in relationships? That is resistance, and that is bad thoughts about it. Your desire is an equal loving relationship, so instead, you'd see that and say the story of, I say what I want, it happens. I always get what I want. I want a loving, equal relationship like that now. I want a loving person who feels equally for me to come to me and find me exactly where I am now. I want a long-term relationship and commitment now. I want them in my arms now. So that makes you think positive about it. And thoughts makes feelings, which makes you feel better about it. You see yourself as having it, and you leave it on a good note. Then it happens. You are led to it or them to you, and it feels natural and normal. But you get led, and they get led. A desire that is said of what you want, and you see yourself as having it, that's it. This is a pure desire that is resistance-free and happens fast. The story replaces the resistance. That's my video for today. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.